Tonight on the PageantCast, we have Ava Gandara. She is Mrs. Greater California. It's going to be a barn burner of a show with lots of special surprises. That's coming up tonight on the PageantCast.
Welcome to the PageantCast, your home for beauty pageant news and interviews on the internet.
Hello, I am Jessie Krieger, Miss Wisconsin Central 2015, and you are watching PageantCast, the first podcast about beauty pageants. Here's your host, Tim Kretschmann.
Thank you, everybody, coming from the land of lakes and landfills, Muskego, Wisconsin. This is Tim Kretschmann with the PageantCast, and we have a special program lined up for you today. And let's go to the green room. Who have we got over there? Oh, look, it's Janice McQueen-Ward, the director of the Greater California Pageants. Hello, Janice.
Hey, Tim, how are you?
Fantastic. Now, do you want to introduce our other panelists here tonight?
I guess so. Why not? I'm really excited to introduce to you, of course, everyone knows Ava Gandara, my Mrs. Greater California, but I have a special announcement tonight, and that we have a new addition to our team, and that is our reigning Miss Teen Greater California, Ava Gandara.
Congratulations, Ava, and say hello to the world. That's so cool. Well, we're glad to have you all on the program tonight. It's going to be a lot of fun. And first, I have to ask you, where are we calling you today? I can guess the state, but where are you at?
We're in Lake Balboa, California, which is near Encino, Sherman Oaks area. In the valley. We're valley girls now.
Okay, well, gag me with a spoon. All right, fantastic. Yeah, there's like a few people just rolling their eyes horribly right now. Now,
Okay. No.
so Janice, tell us about Greater California. What is this all about? What is the Greater California pageant system all about?
Well, it's definitely celebrating the greater beauties of California. And I started this pageant at the end of last year. So this is our inaugural year. And it is to celebrate young women of all ages. We have a teen division, which we are just announcing tonight. So that's really exciting. 13 through 16. We have a Mrs. division that is 21 and up. And we have a Ms. division that is 40 plus for single or married women. And it's a no drama, no non-compete pageant. It's all about sisterhood, about learning, about fun, and about opportunity.
That's fantastic. Now, was there any particular pageant that you were modeling this after, or is this a new vision, or what are you hoping to bring out there that isn't in one of the other 75 different pageant systems out there?
Yeah, you make a great point. There are so many pageants out there, and I've been involved in pageantry since I was 17 years old, and of course that was the Miss America system, which really helped me have a really strong opinion about pageants, because it was about scholarship and it was about learning about yourself, and that was important about talent. So that, along with my many travels of great pageants that I've been involved with, such as Mrs. America, Mrs. United States, and Mrs. Premier World, through all of those, I have learned so much and I've developed. And having been a director and a coach over the course of years, I wanted to bring something maybe a little bit different than what is out there, because you're right, there are probably 7,500 different types of pageants out there. So I wanted to be able to have a pageant that allowed women to enter with the ability to gain not only pageant experience, but coaching. I offer free coaching for this once you become my title holder. We offer hair and makeup lessons. We offer a free photo shoot. Lisa is, of course, an esthetician and a Hollywood hair and makeup artist, so she is one of our sponsors as well. We have fantastic sponsors for spray tan, for a photo shoot. Intuition Design is our photographer. So it gives the girls everything that they need to be able to go to that next level, whether that means a state pageant, or a national pageant or an international pageant. And even though we are a state pageant, it's like an open local. We accept anyone that wants to compete on a local level or a state level to gain that experience. Or if you have lots of experience and you just want the additional training and the sponsorship to be able to get cash, to be able to go to the next pageant, and to be able to learn along the way from people that have been in the industry for so many years. We have a lot of knowledge to give. That's what makes us different, is that it's a place for people to come to that's safe, no drama. It's just fun and sisterhood. And I don't think there's anything that's exactly out there that's like that. There are many systems out there that are wonderful. And I think every pageant has great qualities, but I wanted to be able to offer something just a little bit different to those who were trying to search something within themselves, to try to find what it is they want to do in the world and what kind of impact they want to make. And this allows them to do that.
Okay, so there's no prelims, because I thought there might be a lesser California title out there. No?
So funny. No.
Okay. I just have to check on these things.
This is our inaugural year, and it is even though it's open to the entire state of California, it is the one pageant that you have to enter. Mm-hmm. And if you fit those categories, we're going to, of course, open options for other categories starting in 2019. But I am excited to be able to bring something just a little bit different and let that evolve over time. But this is the first stop. So you get to be a state queen, even though you're able to go on and compete at a state pageant or a national pageant or an international pageant. Lisa and myself and our team are here to support the winners to go wherever they want to go. They're part of the sisterhood. So it's like having a family. And it allows all the wonderful things that pageantry allows and brings to the table. It allows it to be part of this state pageant.
All right. So this is the part that a lot of the young ladies watching want to know. What are the competitions? What are the phases of competition? Do you have evening gown? Do you have swimsuit? What's the deal?
Well, it is 3 different categories. It's going to be interview, and our interview is going to be a 7-minute interview. So it gives the young lady an opportunity to really share her goals and her dreams. Mm-hmm. It's based on her and her bio. So she knows herself. So it teaches her to really be open and honest with herself. So interview is the most important part. And then, of course, there'll be evening gown competition as well as a fashion runway. And then, of course, we'll narrow it down and we'll have a on-stage question, because that's an extension of interview, to be able to talk in front of a crowd. So those are the competitions. So even though it's a team competition and you may go on to, let's say, a Miss USA or a Miss America, right, you don't have to compete in swimsuit or fitness at our particular pageant, but you will gain all the knowledge to be able to go to that next level if you want to compete in fitness or in swimsuit.
Fantastic. Well, we're gonna move a little bit along to Lisa and talk to Lisa just a moment here about, Lisa, what have you done in the past in pageantry? In other words, what are your pageantcedents, your past pageant experience?
Well, Tim, so nice to be here, by the way. Thank you so much for having us and for having me. I've never been on your show before, so thank you. I really appreciate it. Let's see, what's my pageant? That's so funny.
You have a lot.
I do. I have a couple. So I was Miss Miami for the USA system in 1992. So I was Miss Miami USA 1992. I was my first Mrs. title, which to me means the most to me, because that's where I met Janice, was Mrs. California United States in 2009. And it's true that pageantry, you meet your best friends, because Janice is my best friend. And that's where I met Janice. So I was Mrs. California United States in 2009. I was Mrs. Western States Globe in 2010. I was Mrs. Chile World in 2014, where I was able to represent my husband's country of Chile. I'm fluent in Spanish, and that was a wonderful experience. And I was Mrs. U.S. Premier World in 2016, and now Mrs. Greater California. So I love being able to represent my home state, because I consider it my home state, even though I'm from Miami. Because I think that, California, we're a great melting pot, and I love being able to represent where we live and where we play.
And Ava, have you competed in pageants before?
I
Actually, I have not. This is my first experience being a part of a pageant, but I'm really excited, and I'm so grateful that Miss Janice had asked me to be a part of this. I know it's going to be a great experience, and I was hoping this year to make a lot of great memories, and I know that this is going to be one of them.
That's fantastic. Well, of course, being on the PageantCast, that's got to be right there up at the top of the list. Yeah, right. Yeah, it's really going to be tough. Fantastic. Now,
Hard to beat that, Tim. It's hard to beat.
I understand. It's real. The struggle is real. Okay, now, Lisa, I read your bio and I was blown away. You're very involved in makeup. They're in an area where they need a lot of makeup in Hollywood. So
Yes.
Tell me about your Hollywood background. Don't worry about nerding out. I'm a complete movie nut, and I'm pretty sure I probably have seen most of these movies. So let's hear all about it, Lisa.
I'm sure. Well, I've been in the beauty industry for, my goodness, close to 25 years, and almost every aspect of what you could imagine. I've done commercial beauty. I've worked with celebrities. My goodness, Eric. Mostly, I do a lot of men, believe it or not. Eric Estrada and Anthony Anderson, Lance Gross. So many people that I've been able to work with. A lot of
Musicians, too.
a lot of musicians. Oh my goodness, yes. Yeah, I've actually signed a couple of NDAs that
You
I'm
can't
not
talk
too-
about.
But I've been with a lot of rock bands. I've worked with a lot of rock bands that I can't really speak of. But
Fantastic.
my favorite in all of that is pageantry and working with our pageant contestants and Mrs. contestants and teens, because that's where I love pageantry. Everyone knows that, but that's where I get to share what I know, because as the contestant is in my chair, I also teach them while they're in my chair, because they've always got questions. And since I'm a competitor and I know what they're feeling while they're in my chair, I kind of feel it's my job to go above and beyond my role as a makeup artist and to try and keep them calm and to try to answer their questions, because the least thing they want to do right before an interview or before they go on stage is to get nervous and have drama again going on in the makeup room. That's not something that we need. So I love for my contestant to have a drama-free and a wonderful experience while she's in my chair. That's what I really love to do. As much fun as I have doing makeup for commercials and internet and movies, I prefer to do makeup for pageants. It's what I love. Because I'm a pageant contestant, I love being able to help those that are in my chair. And I've been out of it for a little while. I've had an injury I have a shoulder injury, so I haven't been able to travel around and go to as many pageants as I usually do. So I've been out of the scene for a little bit, but I hope to get this injury repaired and under the cover, and then, start up again. But part of, as Janice mentioned, being able to participate in this pageant, we have between us so many years of knowledge between teaching contestants how to walk and teaching contestants how to interview and keeping them calm. We have so much to share. So any contestant, that not only will the winner receive the knowledge that we have to share, all of the contestants that join will be able to partake in all of this. So my son and my daughter had to interview to go to the high school. They go to a private Catholic school. And so I was able to use my knowledge as an interview coach, help them interview for their private interview. And, it made her, well, I'll let her tell you, but it makes them feel comfortable when you ask them questions, and they're more comfortable with what's going on. So that's what we really are about at Greater California Pageants, is just making the girls feel better about themselves, about who they are, not turning them into someone else or who we are,
Right.
but helping them become a better version of themselves.
And that's a good point that I want to add on to, because that's what we really are all about. We're not like your typical pageant girls, although everyone out there probably thinks I'm like the typical pageant girl, or we're the typical
She's
pageant
not.
girls. I'm not. She's
No.
not.
No.
We're definitely different. And it's really all about being who you are. And that's why I decided that I wanted to have a teen division because, one, because of course, Lisa's daughter, Ava, is amazing and she's beautiful and she's so talented and she's so, intellectual. And, I got to thinking about the fact that so many young women today don't have the opportunity to be able to be themselves or trying to be somebody else, especially in pageantry.
Right.
So I wanted to be able to give that opportunity to young women to be able to develop and be who they want to be. And that's exactly what I'm telling the judges when they come. They're judging that girl based on what her goals and her dreams are and what she wants to do. They're not judging her against the girl next to her.
Right.
And that's what pageantry should be all about. It should be the individual person being that individual best, being unique to themselves and shining and developing and growing and having so much confidence and positivity in their life and developing best friends and developing a sisterhood and being able to go out in the world and be confident and take those skills and to go to that next level, whatever that is. I have girls that have contacted me and say, do I have to do another pageant? I said, absolutely no. You're part of a sisterhood. You get to be part of the sisterhood as a contestant, whether you win or not. Right. We'll have workshops. It's going to be a group effort, and it's going to be a true family, and that's what this is really all about.
Yeah.
Now, one of the things that you mentioned I did not want to miss is, Ava, you had to actually interview for your school. I want to hear a little bit about your school activities because I hear you're very involved.
Well, in school, I happen to do a little bit of sports. Mm-hmm. I have played volleyball, soccer, and I'm now playing field hockey. Outside of school, I play club volleyball, and right now I'm doing a play at school. It's Mulan, so I'm really involved in that.
And who are you in Mulan?
I'm Mulan.
There you go.
She's a star.
So it was a lot of help, my mom having me practice for the interview, because it also helped me with dealing with a lot of pressure in sports and on stage. So it's helped me deal with standing in front of crowds, speaking publicly to others, and it was a lot of work and really nerve-wracking, but it was definitely a blessing that my mom was able to help me for first my high school, because I absolutely love the high school that I'm going to next fall, and I also am very athletic, I'd say, and I love doing the play that I'm in, so it was a lot of help being involved in what my mom does because it helped me later on. So.
Now, I kept the camera focused on Ava while she was talking, but I was just loving watching your mom the entire time. She is so proud of you. That is just awesome. That's fantastic. Well, congratulations again on your achievements, Mulan. I guess we'll call you Mulan here.
That's her nickname now.
Yeah, I'm trying to picture how you dress up like a boy, but because you're such a beautiful young lady, but I'm sure you can figure it out. Fantastic. Now, Lisa, one thing I wanted to make sure that we talked about with you is you have a very special platform, Family First. So what is Family First? What's that all about?
Family First is about, I like to say it's about bringing the family back to the dinner table. But that's just about bringing the focus back to the family nucleus. We're all really busy these days. People are overscheduled and on the run. We have, as we do at home, lots of sports. Ava's a twin. She has a twin brother. His name is Ian. And so they both play sports, and their practices and games are usually on the same day at the same time in different locations. So we're running to and fro, and we work. And so Family First is about making time for each other and bringing the family together no matter where you're at, bringing the focus back to the family. So we can have a family dinner, whether it's at the dinner table or whether it's a dinner on the go. But we need to make time for each other as a family to make sure that everyone is talking to each other. We all know how we feel. How did our day go? What did we do? That means all electronics go by the wayside. Everything gets turned off, and we just pay attention to each other and what we're all
doing. You're taking away electronics?
Oh
Only during
No,
dinner.
only during dinner
Oh.
or during family time, whatever that dinner family time might mean.
You know, that's actually safer that way, because one time I left the phone right next to some cake, and I made a mistake, and it was a bad time.
Yes,
it was
so
a
you
bad
ate
time.
the phone
Yeah.
instead of the cake. Yeah, no.
Yeah, luckily it was a flip phone. It went down
That's
fairly
great.
easy. It was some time ago. It's great. You know, a lot of people laugh about family time, and they go, "Oh, that's so corny and everything." And I'm a old man, and just went with my parents on a cruise. And one of the things we enjoyed most is because you're locked on that boat, and there wasn't a whole lot you could do off that boat. When it was time for dinner, we all had to get together, and there was something nice about eating as a family once again. After living on our own and all of our different lives, we were able to come together, and there's something very special about that time.
It's something that unfortunately we've lost, and it is kind of inevitable that we've lost that value because of what time, you know, what time, how time has happened now. We kind of don't have that time anymore, and it's understandable. But if we have the time to make everything else happen in our lives, to make that phone call or that fax, nothing is more important than our family, and nothing is more important than coming back to what is the most important thing in our lives, the foundation of our family, the family nucleus. So just whether it's 10 minutes or 15 minutes, whatever we have, just to make that time to find out how everyone is. I think that that's kind of a check and balance kind of thing. You deposit into your family so that you're not constantly, you know, taking out of your emotional bank account, so to speak. So you need to constantly deposit into your bank account, your emotional bank account, your family, so that everyone knows that we're all there. We know what we're doing. Speaking about of you going on a cruise with your parents, my parents, they're both gone, so may they rest in peace. But my in-laws are around, and we see them once or twice a year. They're big travelers. But we constantly, when they're with us, we make time with them. We go on vacation with them. My children go on vacation with them. We go as a family, because that's what's most important, to remember the family nucleus. And so that's a big thing for me. I do a lot of work, a lot of volunteer work at the children's school. Anyone that knows me, the first thing they'll say to you is that my number one priority that's important to me is my family. And that is bar none, tops everything.
That's fantastic. You know, this whole conversation reminds me of an article I just read about. They discussed how in the past people ate at home and they went out to be entertained, and now people come home to be entertained and they go out to eat. And that has really changed the dynamic. And I think that has a lot to do with how people just don't seem to have time, because they're always on a rush doing something and going somewhere, and when they get home they just crash Netflix and chill, and that's it for the night, you know. But fantastic, very good. I love the family first thing. That is fantastic.
We eat dinner at home around the dinner table as many times as we can during the week.
That's great. What's the favorite? What is everybody? In fact, I'm putting Ava on the spot. Ava, what's your favorite?
Well, that's really hard to choose from, because I'd have to say I eat a lot. But my favorite is when my mom makes sloppy joe and mac and cheese and then mix it together.
Oh yeah. Oh, that is good. That is good. Just wait till you're in college and you get to enjoy something we like to call ramen noodles. That's just fantastic. Or you get the croissant rolls, you know, that you make from Pillsbury, and you just grab string cheese and put them in the middle. That's a fantastic little meal. Oh yeah, you got to do that like 5 times a week. It's awesome. All right. Well, you have some appearances coming up, is that right?
Well, we've been focusing on charity, and of course, Lisa's very involved with the different schools that her children are in, and that's her first priority, and also family first. But we are focusing on American Lung Association, which Lisa and I are both on the committee and the board for the upcoming Lung Force Gala, which is June 9th in Los Angeles. There is also an American Lung Association climb that's happening April 14th. So we're very involved with that, being on a committee and meeting, weekly, and getting together at least on a monthly basis to put that together, because it takes quite a lot. It takes a village to do all of that. And of course, we're involved with pageants. We've been to Miss Universe. We've been to our friend Justin Rudd, who has a pageant down in Long Beach, and we're constantly doing events like that, upcoming parades. I am going to do a really better job about putting those things out on Facebook for everybody through the Greater California Pageants website, as well as the official website, greatercaliforniapageants.com, so that you can see what's happening in the moment and some pictures from that. So look for that update in the next week or so. You'll start to see that. Yay, great. You've got it right up there.
Right
Perfect.
there, yeah. So go ahead and point. Good job, Lee. I always do it wrong. I'm always like, what? Which way? No, that's it, right?
I don't know which way to point.
There we go.
You guys can see it.
Fantastic. Well,
Fantastic. I think everybody knows how to find Lisa or myself on Facebook, so I'm going to make sure that we have a really up-to-date for that. Again, this is our inaugural year, so we're building things. So I would love to hear from everybody what you would like to see. Invite Lisa and Ava to some events.
Please.
Please, you can reach out to me, or you can reach out to Lisa herself. I really want this to be an experience for both Lisa and Ava, and for other young women that are going to enter the pageant, regardless of age and regardless of category, so that they can have the opportunity to get to know Lisa and get to know Ava, and to be part of those events as well. So it's an exciting time. We have a lot to do in the next 6 months before our state pageant, September 30th, but it's only the beginning. It's just the beginning of a great future and a great sisterhood. And, who knows what's yet to come. My goal is for this to really take off.
That's fantastic. And one of the big advantages when you invite Lisa and Ava to your pageant is that Ava told me she is willing to drive Lisa to the pageant. She's going to drive. So there will be some extra entertainment in the parking lot for all of you. It's going to be a great time. So make sure you invite them both. And it's going to be a fantastic year for the Greater California Pageants. I know everybody is looking forward to it. Now, Janice, this is where we got to ask, how do people book themselves or get involved and become a contestant at the Greater California Pageants?
Great question. So if you go to greatercaliforniapageants.com, go to the contact page, and you can reach right out to me. That comes directly to my email, or you can just email me directly at mrsusa1999@gmail.com. Either way, they come to the same address, and that's the best way to get information. I have all the information on the website, so you can gather that information. But of course, I love talking to you. I would love to hear from you. I'd love for you to send me an email. I will respond right away. I'm pretty good about within 24 hours. And my cell number is on there. I would love to be able to even speak to you in person. So make sure to reach out to me through the email or through the site, and I'll reach out to you right away. We can set up a call, and we'll talk about it. Talk about what your goals and your dreams are, because Lisa, Ava, and I want to help you get there.
Fantastic. That is so cool. And if you're involved in a pageant, they'll get to be out there. And Lisa and Ava, you're obviously going to be at that pageant, so you'll get to meet them as well. A great time coming up with that pageant. Now, is there any special promotions going on?
Of course, absolutely. I've got to do something great for PageantCast. So it's, I have to. Well, it's a very affordable pageant to begin with. The entry is only $299 to enter, and you get so much from that. You get a photo shoot, photos during the pageant, you get hair and makeup lessons, you get free coaching, you get sisterhood, you get so much from that, plus there'll be some gifts as well. But if you mention that you watched PageantCast and you use the code word Peaches, then you will get $50 off entry. As long as you watch this episode and you mention the code word Peaches, you will get that $50 off, so you can enter for only $249. That's right.
Okay. All right.
And then I am doing a mother-daughter discount. So if you have a young lady that would like to enter the pageant with you, whether you are an MRS or an MS, contact me, because I am doing an additional special for that as well if you both enter. So contact me at greatercaliforniapageants.com.
That is great. And for those of you that are like, oh my gosh, she gave out that email address, I couldn't get it. Oh my goodness. don't worry, because when we're off live here, I'm going to make sure she spells them very slowly for me. And I have lightning speed when it comes to typing. Both fingers are utilized. And we'll get that into the system. So if you watch it on PageantCast, if you watch it on YouTube, we'll have all those things. You just have to click the little linky, and off you go, and we'll get you all set up, okay?
Right.
But you have to know that special secret word. Otherwise, you don't get that promotion. So make sure you say the secret word, and that will be the key. All right? So do you have it memorized too, Ava? You got it down there? Okay. Fantastic. Well, thanks, everybody, and thanks for coming on the show. Now, something that I like to do, and I'm sure you've been dreading this, but we're going to do it anyway. We are going to go to what I like to call the Pageant Wave. Okay? Everybody knows there is a Pageant Wave, but I like to see your best Pageant Wave. And we'll have you all do it. There, I got the full shot. You can feel free to use all the room that you need. Do not watch your elbows, because you're all very close to each other, and we don't need anybody losing any teeth. So let's see your best pageant wave. Let's say you are... Okay, here's the scene, because I know Janice needs a motivation for her to do her craft. we know that needs to happen. So you're on the back of a convertible, and you're going down the street, and there are people on both sides. Obviously, some people need medical assistance because they're fainting that they're seeing these superstars. And you are waving as you go. All right? So
what kind of convertible?
What kind of convertible? That is an excellent question, and really has a lot to do with this. It is a red Ford Fairlane from 1979. It is 26 feet long from head to toe. So that is the vehicle that you are on the back of. All right, let's see your best pageant wave. Okay, Ava, you are off shot there. There we go. Oh, okay. You know, I am seeing a lot. Okay, I have to get it. There's a lot of this, what I call the wobble. A lot of the wobble. You're gonna get carpal tunnel.
Here. Elbow, wrist, elbow, wrist. I kind of always just wave at everyone naturally like that. I always do this.
We're very real pageant girls. We go like this and go.
Yeah, that's my wave.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
There is a reason you're supposed to wave, because if you do that in a pageant, what you're just doing, you get hoarse by the end, and that's no good either. So, and I know what Janice is going to do. She's just going to mouth the word peaches over and over as you go down in. Fantastic. Perfect. Well, thank you so much for coming on the show. It's been a delight. Every time I have you guys on, and it sounds like we have a fantastic, absolutely wonderful pageant system coming up here, and people are going to have to check it out. So go on out to the website and get yourself signed up today. So until next time, for Janice, Lisa, and Ava, Tiara Dreams, everybody.
Bye,
See, now I'm waving off screen. There
you go.
This makes me look better when I wave like this. Okay, Tiara Dreams, everyone.
Yes.